Gang, welcome to another segment of Let's Talk About It, where I spill out my thoughts and y'all let me know down in the comments what y'all think. So we're just gonna hop straight into it. So lately, I've been seeing a lot of videos and posts on the internet, a lot of fear mongering, a lot of people being down on life because of bills and not making enough money and their expenses just outweighing what they make. And it just got me to thinking about how us as a human species, we're going nowhere fast, because it's been however many centuries since America's inception and nothing has changed. It's the same thing over and over and over again. And one's bad luck is someone else's good fortune. There's always this tug of war between the have and the have-nots. Those who have and then they eventually lose what they have become someone else's good fortune. And so this system's rigged, man. This system is rigged. I believe that. I'm sure most of y'all feel the same way, because from the time you was born, when you transitioned from daycare and being at home with mommy and daddy, you had to go into the public school system where you and the other rest of the student body had to sit in front of a teacher, and she gave you a set of instructions for a set amount of hours. You would have lunch, you would mingle with your friends and things like that, and then you would go home or whatever. And so when it came time to become an adult, it was easy to transition to a job, because at a job you have your co-workers, like you had your students, or your friends, I should say, in school. You've got your manager, which is your teacher, and then your manager has their boss, which was your teacher's principal. The teacher, the principal, or whatever. So everything, basically, it was a smooth transition because you was already hardwired from a child, And I am one that believes, and some might disagree, I genuinely feel like once you get to 6th grade, you should be done with school. Just the traditional way of how school is. It does not take 12 grade levels to learn what you need in order to live out here in the world, because after 12 grade levels, you still aren't prepared to live life, so to speak. When you get to 6th grade, you should already know how to read, write, and do math. Those are the most critical things that you need in order to make it in this matrix that we live in. When you get to 6th grade, that's when the curriculum should then transition to teaching you about finances and credit and real estate and all these other things that could potentially make you money. But it made me realize the reason they don't do this is because they need people to be, what's the word I'm looking for? They need people that aren't literate when it comes to this stuff, because it helps the agenda. You know what I'm saying? Like it helps with the whole concept of there being people with nothing and there being people with something. And we are starting to see the cracks in the foundation, because people aren't buying things like they used to. They done got so desperate now where they'll let you buy now, pay later, anything, because people aren't buying stuff. I just seen my cousin send me something about Starbucks. They're shutting down 100 of their locations because nobody's going there no more. I mean, it's not good, number one. And then 2, it's just nobody can afford that stuff anymore. This is basically the corner that y'all have forced people in. Because y'all don't want to pay them any money, they're not going to buy stuff anymore. And what you've also told people is that, well, we're going to take artificial intelligence and we're going to let that do all of the work. So you are forcing people to now have to go on their phone and try to make content and be content creators. And not everybody is cut out to be a streamer or to pick up a phone or a camera and record. Some people don't want to be on camera. They want to be behind the scenes. They just want to make their money and live their life and be able to have a family and stuff like that. And what you've told them is that they don't have the means to do it, and we're not going to pay you the money so that you can do it. So we are just in a weird space as a species. And more people are talking about leaving America, which I'm not against. I mean, I too want to have dual citizenship somewhere where I can just leave here whenever I feel like it and not have to think about it. And my hopes is that these videos, the algorithm will be nice enough to push my stuff to as many people as possible so that I can then leverage that income to use it to travel and give y'all different experiences where I don't have to sit back behind the camera and talk about this type of nonsense. But it's got to be a part of the conversation though, so this is going to be a thing. I didn't want to make this video too long. I want to make these videos maybe like 10 to 15 minutes, if that. But y'all let me know down in the comments what y'all think about all of this, with what's going on in the world and everything being overpriced, groceries, and just overall survival in life. Y'all let me know down in the comments what y'all got going on. I'm going to end the video here. And immediately after I cut this off, I'm about to start working on my next vlog because I need to put out a new vlog and, feed the machine. So yeah, make sure you like, comment, subscribe, and I'll see y'all in the next video. All right.